Is it working? Hey, hey everyone. I hope you can hear me. I normally mute myself when I start this, but hey, welcome to an impromptu live stream. I feel like that should just be my starting. They're always random live streams. It has been a while. It's felt like a long while since I've done both a live stream and also an art haul. Of course. Well, actually, I did buy a few art supplies from Poznan, so maybe not so long. How's everyone doing? I'm so glad that you are here. It's the 1st of October, and only now am I feeling like, okay, autumn is actually finally here. Initially, I was just like avoiding it as much as possible and clinging onto summer because I've had such a good, exciting, artistic, joyful, bright summer. So I was really holding on to it. But now I'm like, okay, it's October. It's obviously autumn. And what better way to celebrate autumn than to do a little autumn or fall, as some of you call it, inspired art haul. Hold on a second. Just want to make sure my phone's plugged in. So I bought a few colours last week that were inspiring me and reminding me of autumn, and as always it's kind of fun getting to do that together as well and showing you some of the colors that I have bought, and then obviously if you have insights on colors that you're like, oh, this is definitely autumn, then you can share it as well, and we can kind of enjoy autumn together. And this is something that I like to do in general, not just for autumn, but creating themed palettes. We've done autumn palettes before, winter, summer, spring. I create palettes when I'm traveling to particular countries, so I have like my Italy palette and so on. It's just a fun way of, especially if you have a lot of colors, or even if you don't have that many colors in general, it's just a nice way to look at what you have and think about them from a different perspective, makes it fun. Let me know, are you guys doing art challenges? I know there's like October, Boattober, Birdtober, Calmtober, Peachtober. There's so many Tober challenges going on at the moment. I am not going to do an official like proper art challenge. I just think I'm too busy, and I feel like one of the things with the art challenges, when I do them, I want to complete them even if it means burning out. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's best that I just calm myself down. Oh, you're tired, Sonia. I hope you get some refreshing rest this evening. And thank you, Katie. I didn't actually get my I didn't get my webcam going. This is my laptop camera, so if it looks a little bit not great, that's why. But I figured it was better to have this camera than to cancel the stream altogether. But I'm glad that I could come and that I could do this. Before I yap on, although I know I have already, I wanted to say two things which I wrote on a post-it that I've dropped on the floor. First thing is my art retreats are actually happening. So maybe that should be the second thing, so I can go into it in more detail. But yeah, I guess it's the first thing. My live streams. The reason I keep saying live streams is because if you've been in these live streams for a while, you know that almost always, towards the end, usually when I'm like super relaxed, I start talking about how much I wish that I could do an art retreat, and then we start brainstorming different things that we would do and how fun it would be. And after years of talking about it and dreaming about it and planning it and wishing it, hoping for it, praying for it, the whole works, it is finally happening. And I am so glad. I have linked it in the description in case you think that you would like to come. It's going to be in England, in the English countryside in Devon. And okay, let me just say this, yeah. I have the best MVPs, like the best people, because when I was doing all this prep for the art retreat, like when I was actually getting into the crux of like, okay, it's going to be happening, we were discussing everything in terms of, I mean, like separately, like with the venue, I was discussing everything and thinking of contingencies and planning like, oh, if people don't come, what will I do, and what's the minimum number of people, and this, and I was very reserved about like, oh, what would happen. And he was also telling me, don't get your hopes up, like, it's going to take, so this was the the kind of energy I was going with it into. And then I sent out an email just kind of saying like, hey, I'm doing it, here it is, you can sign up here. Sold out immediately. When I say, it's so funny in so many reasons, because when I was like trying to contact the venue, a lot of the time, like, and they're busy, this is why, but you know, it would take a while to hear back from them, or it would be emails, and then, you know, I'll call you next week, something like that, right? When it sold out, when I say I got a call, and I was like, oh, he never calls me, so I was worried something was wrong. He's like, you've only got one space left, love. I'm like, what? So I was really, really excited. And this was before I'd actually posted it on YouTube. So if you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see there isn't like I'm doing a retreat video, because it sold out before I could make it and launch it and kind of do it that way, which I am so incredibly grateful for. But then it meant that a few people, because I'd kind of shared on and we'll get to the art hall, I'd shared on the community tab, oh, something exciting is coming this week, I can't wait to share it with you this Friday. And then Friday came and went because I couldn't, it was sold out, there was nothing to share. So I created a second one for everyone who was on the wait list and everyone who's on YouTube who might want to join, and I have linked that in the description. Yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm just so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful to you all. I cannot wait. Like, yeah, I can't wait. There's something about, yeah, I don't know even which bit, like getting to meet you in person, getting to paint with you in person, getting to relax for 6 nights, no chores. I keep mentioning this because this was a big selling point to me. Like the idea of just, you know, having food that I haven't cooked and is just ready, just like having no chores, being catered for, getting to paint all day for a week. Just, it sounds amazing to me. So, yeah, so first one sold out. Second one, I launched very quickly. Like I just mentioned it in the middle of one of my videos so that because I kind of felt guilty when it sold out because people were like, oh, so when can we sign up? And I'm like, whoops, my bad. So this time I was like, I'm telling everyone. So this is why I'm like mentioning it now. It's like, everybody knows I've done my part and everyone gets their opportunity to join should you wish. I have done the price as reasonably as I can, and I cannot do this again, otherwise obviously it won't be sustainable. But I'm really, really, really excited, and we have 2 amazing sponsors. One is Pentel, the other one is Roman Schmall. Anyway, it's happening. So that is the first big thing. If you would like to join my art retreat, it's going to be in Devon in June 2026. The second one is going to be sketchbook focused. So it's more mixed media, just really diving into how we can use our sketchbooks, different techniques that we can do, but also just an opportunity to use the supplies that you love in a beautiful place. And the first one, which I've said is sold out, is in March of 2026. And that is focused on gouache and watercolor, and creating together using your favorite watercolors and just having such a good time. I cannot wait. I hope it is as transformative and enriching as the ones that I have done have been, if that makes sense. Like I hope it's like that for you as well. So yeah, that's the first major thing. It's finally happening. I should go back and count how many live streams I mentioned in and maybe like brainstorm all the ideas we came up with. But yes, it is happening. It's happening. The second thing is, which I guess is anticlimactic, so I should have really done it the other way around. I just couldn't keep in my excitement. But the other thing is that my Happy Mail tier is open, and that also kind of leans into the fact that there will be some spoilers in this video. So if you don't want any spoilers, then please consider, I don't want to say don't watch, but you know, that would be the only way to not get any spoilers. But in case you don't know, I have an art membership, and through it I do live streams, I do Zoom sessions, I create art challenges, we get to chat all the time and share each other's art, and it's a really lovely community. And as part of that, I also have a Happy Mail tier through which I send out watercolor samples. And I like it for a number of reasons. One, it's a massive labor of love. And two, it gives me an opportunity to think about colors in a new and interesting way so that I can share that with you. So this, for example, is one that I did. This is the Sennelier one that I have, and that then led to all the experimentation that I did with the Sennelier. I don't know if you noticed that I started using them and layering my watercolors for a few months, and as a result my art was looking like quite painterly. I don't know if a lot of the boats that I was doing, that boat series, was the Sennelier, which was inspired by that. I've done, the last one was turquoises. That was nice. That was like cobalt turquoises and comparing them, phthalo turquoises, and just comparing them across brands. I've done a golden one. I've done a summer one. I've done, I sent out all the Magello tourmaline colors, like the 30 set of 34. That was a special one. Normally I don't do so many, but it was because we celebrated 3 years of this membership, so that's why I sent that out. So basically that is in part what has inspired this live stream, because the reason that I bought all these colors is that I want to do an autumn dot card for my Happy Mail tier. And the way that I usually create the dot cards is think about, swatch out and play with the colors that I have in mind, so that I can then send them out, like send the best colors out basically. I've done lots of chatting and talking, so I just want to make sure that I haven't missed any questions or any comments. Hi to everyone. I'm really glad that you're all here. If you've asked a question and I missed it because I was going down the rabbit hole of joy of doing an art retreat, please just write it again with question in caps at the beginning. My chat font is very small and I can't make it any bigger. And yeah, if you would like to join the Happy Mail tier, you have a few days to do that. I have linked it down below. That's a question because I don't actually think I have, or I don't know if I have. So I will link it down below. Now, my let me say Happy Mail tier, because I have a number of different tiers. So you can, tier. So you can join if you would like. It is normally closed because it sells out, because obviously it has to be limited. I make them all by hand. I can't make an endless number of Happy Mails. But yeah, it's linked for you if you are interested. You love a spoiler. Okay, good. Because it will in some ways help determine which colors I am taking with me, like which colors I'm going to send out. So I am glad. Hey, Potato Pirate. So these are the boxes. Let's start off with this one. I got everything from Jackson's. I haven't linked the colors. If anything, I've been procrastinating so much all evening. And that was in part why I told my members that I was going to go live, so that I had some level of accountability. And then I'll just bring out all the tubes so that you can see. So I'm not sending all of them out. We'll have to exercise some level of curation here. And some of the colors were very like autumn related, and some of the colors like this I just got like randomly at the last minute. This I honestly got because it was kind of autumnal, but also it was the cheapest out of the sets of 3, like the mini Schminke 3s. So I kind of feel like the price is going to go up on that, and I wanted to get it before it did. I felt like I was mid-update. And some of the colors, because I've like reduced impulse buying, sometimes what I will do is like gradually across, the months, add colors to my basket. So some of them were from before I was planning on doing this autumn palette. And then once I reached the like shipping threshold, I buy. Let's see. So lots of rosa colors and browns, and tell me how you think I did. Is this giving autumn? I also brought this out because this is the set of the Neo Colored 2s, the dark set, which to me looks very landscapey, but it also looks very autumn. So I tried. Here's my thing, right? I love the colors that I see in autumn, but they do tend to be colors that I don't use quite as much usually, which is why I like doing curated palettes, because I have a lot of the colors, but I don't use them enough. Okay, is this all the colors? You know, Jackson's normally give you a receipt. They didn't give me a receipt this time. Oh, okay, there we go. I was thinking, I think there's a few colors missing. Oh yes. So these three are the autumn colors. You know, Daniel Smith are doing little sets. The autumn set has Undersea Green, Rose of Ultramarine, and Aussie Red Gold. And they normally come, the small sets come with 5mm tubes, but obviously I can't make the dot cards with the 5mm tubes, so I got some extra of the 15mm to top up what I have, so that I can probably send that out. Good question, Ariel. It's open. Okay, so my tier is open to the US. Obviously, it's a precarious situation at the moment, but they are letters, so they've been getting through okay, and my hope is that that will continue to be the case. So yeah, I'm still open to the US, and if things get even harder than they are at the moment, then I will unfortunately have to stop that. But for now, I'm not stopping it. And also, to be clear, I send the Happy Mail in arrears. So this Happy Mail that's going out in October is for those who paid in August and September. So once you've paid for the 2 months, then you get the Happy Mail. But in the 2 months that you remember, you also get access to the Zoom sessions, the replays, the community, and everything else. Oh yeah, the autumn set is one of your favorites. See, I thought that is one of my favorites too, in terms of the Daniel Smith ones. So let me swatch them out first. Oh, gosh, my hesitation is, if you know Daniel Smith, you know my hesitation. I feel like I can't open them without having some pans ready, just in case. If you know, you know. But I don't know if I have any half pans to hand, which is crazy, no? Who doesn't have spare half pans? Me, apparently. Oh, you know what? I was looking for this idea earlier today. Let's put it to the side. Where are my half pans? How have I? You know what? I bought one of these like plastic drawers to hold my art supplies, and it's falling apart, which is so annoying. So now, because it's breaking, it's hard to open, but I found 3 half pans, which should be enough. Yes, exactly, Sonia. There's a good chance that they will explode when I open them, and they're not cheap, so can't be playing them games. So let's swatch them out first. This is, Terry told me last time, Terry told me this one isn't exploding, that sometimes if you squeeze the edge, then it stops them from exploding as much. Although this Aussie Red Gold is on the thick side, which is unusual. Like super thick. What are you doing? This doesn't feel normal for them. Let me see. Do I have... yeah, it's a gorgeous colour, and I don't remember it normally doing that. So I just want to see if I have a smaller one, like an old one, because I know that I had it before. Where are you? That's New Gamboge. nickel as a yellow. I was thinking that I should split my Daniel Smith colours into like warm and cool or something to just make it easier to find. Nickel as a yellow. Are you Aussie red gold? You are indeed. Okay. I just want to see if it's normally hard. No, see, it's not normally hard. This is my other Aussie red gold. That's what it's like. What's going on? Okay. I'm gonna pour some out on my, in case it's just that there's like like it wasn't sealed properly, maybe. Yeah, okay. Let's see now. Okay, that's better. I'll see later what's going on with it. But yeah, normally it's not hard. That's why I was confused. So that's Aussie red gold. It is a beautiful colour, which consists of PY83, PR101 and PV19. It honestly is like Aussie red gold, then rose of ultramarine, and then undersea green. It's funny because technically they're not like, you know, the Primatech colors and stuff, so it's not the most expensive colors, but they are beautiful. Rose of ultramarine is PB29 and PV19, so either Quinn red and ultramarine, and then undersea green is PB29, PO48 and PY150, which was part of the reason that I bought it, not only for the autumn set but also because it has PO48, which will get discontinued in a few years. So normally when I do the dot cards, they are bigger than this, by the way. I just obviously don't want to. My aim with the dot cards is that people can then, none of them exploded. It's unusual. My goal for the dot cards is that people can then use them, swatch them, maybe do a little painting with them. And Ariel, you are more than welcome. Precarious. Yeah, honestly. But I figured, you know what, not that I tested it out, but the last Happy Mail that I sent, all of them got to their destination without issues. Okay. Aussie red gold. This is so beautiful. I might put some here as well, maybe. 2. I want to show the range. Then we have Rose of Ultramarine, which is wonderful because it also granulates. So when you let it dry and you add, when you add water and then you let it dry, you usually see the BB29, so like the blue and the pink separating, and then we have undersea green. So I mean, I think this is, of the like trio, you know, new triad sets, I think that this is the best, if I'm being completely honest. Undersea green also granulates quite a lot. Now the reason that I'd taken some of this is so that I can, without ruining this, pick some of this up and see some of the mixes that we can get. But we can do it properly later if we want. Let's just... So I do think that this is the best, the best triad set. Even though the colours in it are not the most expensive, they are pretty and unique. So let me, oh sorry, I keep missing the chat. Definitely on your list. Good. Do you mean Aussie Red Gold or the set, Sonia? Because I'm likely going to send out the 3 colours so that at least people can figure out if they want to get the mini sets. Oh, Sienna, another one. That's what but kind of the postal strike is actually what was more of an issue last time. It took, yeah, because was it last Christmas or like around that time? It took, that's when I just didn't send it until it finished. And then I sent out the Happy Mail, like, I think it was, I had to send out 2 Happy Mails together because I was sending it out every month at that point. So yeah, so even if you're from Canada, once the strikes are over, I'll just send you your Happy Mail. I agree, Alexandra, but yeah, that's what tends to happen. The reason the pigments stop is that it's all down to the locomotive industry, and you know, we're not seeing that many we're not seeing that many orange cars around, and so the pigments aren't being used. Yeah, well, that's the thing with the sets and with sets in general. I feel like they can inspire you. You don't have to then like, so I just bought the 3 colors because I knew that the size wouldn't serve me, for example. But yeah, they can inspire you to, maybe you have an orangey yellow color, or you have like a greeny color and you can put them together. Or if you have 1 or 2 of the colors already, then you can get the extra one and complete it, if that makes sense. So they're starting to dry, but I just wanted to show you the colors up close, especially so that you can see Rose of Ultramarine and how the blue, which is looking purpley, is separating. So those are the 3 colors, and then I'll show you the rest that I got. I was going to label everything beforehand, but then I thought that maybe by the time I finished labeling, I would just tell myself, oh, there's no point, I'm not going to go live anymore. So you'll have to forgive me for not having it pre-prepped. So this is, I'm just going to do R for Rosa, and, or let me just do RG so I don't get confused. And it is Golden Ochre. And then Cadmium Orange. Part of me is like, oh, I don't need the pigment info. Other part of me is like, oh, I might as well. So it's PO20 and PY35. So it has actually got cadmium colors in them. This is PY42. So like a yellow ochre. This is, do I want to go to browns? No, hold on. Let me do this one first. So this is Daniel Smith's. I'm not going to fit them, am I? Quinn Sienna. I haven't got this before because it had so many pigments. I was like, oh no, I don't need it. But I've heard such good things about it, especially from portrait artists, that I thought I might as well get it. It has PR209, PO48, and PY150. So I just kind of thought, well, I might as well just use, you know, I don't know, like a yellow ochre or something. Oh, good. I'm glad, Sonia. I think, yeah, I think this is going to be a fun one to receive. Royal Brown is the next one. Rosa. Is it the next one? Or should I do, yeah, I'll just do Rosa Gallery, Royal Brown. This is a very messy swatch page, but oftentimes done is better than perfect, isn't it? Alexandra, I can understand the temptation. It's a beautiful color. It's one of I got it quite early on. This is PBR 25. Yeah, I got Aussie Red Gold quite early on when I was starting my painting journey. Nothing wrong with a grey Kai watercolorist. But I think someone should take one for the team and start driving like PO48 or even better PO49 coloured cars so that we can get the pigments back. So this is Rosa Gallery's Golden Ochre, which is PY48, 42. So essentially a yellow ochre kind of colour. And I thought that this would be autumn-esque. If there's any colour that you're like, that's not autumn, then, you know, of course, feel free to let me know. Hey, Leslie. Oh, good. I'm glad that it's a pleasant surprise to me too. I wasn't planning on it, but I literally told my friend, I was like, I'm thinking to go live because then, you know, it'll be something to look forward to. And then I got home and you know how all of a sudden it feels like everything needs to be doing. I was just procrastinating and then my camera wouldn't work and then, you know. But I'm so glad that I am here and that we get to chat together. They're all fun. Thank you, Sonia. I'm so glad. Honestly, I love sending out the Happy Mail and making it. I kind of already shared how in part of the reason it started is because when I was younger, I used to really love getting post because it was always like, well, it was usually a letter from my grandparents or like, you know, a gift. What else are you getting as a child, really? And then adulthood came and now like I can barely be bothered to open my mail because it's like bills. Yeah, it's usually bills. I'm like, what else is going to be? It's either bills or it's something that I bought. But, you know, so I just wanted to bring back Happy Mail, like actually looking forward to receiving mail and not having a heart sink moment when you see a brown envelope, which here in the UK is usually like HMRC or something, which is the equivalent of the IRS for those across the pond. So I think it's giving autumn, it's giving sweater weather. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Pasquale. I hope you're okay. Becky, you love the post. That's the thing. Don't as in never, but it's rare now for me to get like really nice post unless I've, you know, bought it. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm sending out Happy Mail. And also like back in the day, you know, my grandparents would send me cards, yes, but they would also like my grandfather used to send me like letters, so he would write me letters and I still have them. I you know, it's over 20 years and I still have the words that he sent me. So, you know, there's just something nice about receiving a letter in the post, I think. Especially when it's from someone you care about. So this is, are we going to reds now? Yeah, so I had some of the reds I got and then some I know I have, but we'll see. I'll swatch what I bought and then we can see if I need to add more. So I have burgundy red. Part of me wishes I'd done all of this on one page. I might have to like do this all over again off camera, or maybe I was thinking about doing like an art haul edited video, we'll see. In which case I'll just swatch these out again. But ooh, I like this. So this I think is going to be very similar. Did I buy the same? No, this is PR177, which is burgundy red. But when I look at it, it kind of reminds me of Pyrrole Rubin. So I'll swatch them both out so that I can be sure. Rosa Gallery, burgundy red. Red is PR177. And then this is going to be Holbein. So yeah, that's the other thing. Sometimes I'll send all one brand, like the Sennelier dot cards, but sometimes I will send a range. Like this one is themed, so I could have done all Daniel Smith, but I think because I think there's something nice about getting different brands as well, especially as I know that some people won't, like, it's harder to get Daniel Smith. Some people, Holbein is harder to get a hold of, so it just keeps it nice and interesting. I kind of wonder if I'll ever like run out of colours to send. But I'm guessing that will take quite a while. Pyrrole Rubin, which is I believe PR264. Yes, PR264. Because for the longest time I didn't like reds. Now I realise I do like reds that are cool. Like this is technically a red, but it's a cool red. Whereas before I was just using magenta as my red. I was telling my mum I haven't been coughing at all, and then randomly this evening I'll just... Anyway. Okay. Da, 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 da. So let's do Perylene Violet and I'll do this. No, yeah, I'll do this. So this is Schmincke's Perylene Violet. We'll see. I think, you know, at least you can very clearly see that it's autumn. Schminke. But if anyone has any questions about the art retreat or Perylene Violet, the art retreat or my happy mail, please feel free to ask. It's easier to answer with my voice than to answer by typing. Obviously, if you're watching this and the replay and you want to write a comment and ask, you can of course ask. But if you're here and you're wondering, don't be shy. We listen and we don't judge. Rosa Gallery, Maroon Brown. PBR 25, PV 23. That's interesting. Did I miss any questions? I'm sorry. Oh, vinyl wraps on their cars. I mean, they can. It's expensive. I considered it and then I was like, I just need to, you know, it's okay. There are bigger issues in life. Turquoises contrast very nicely with the harvesty golds. Leslie. Oh, so then this Happy Mail is going to complement the old Happy Mail very nicely. I'm just catching up on the comments for a second. Yeah, that's what I'm reading. I'm like, okay, we're talking about cars. Oh, Alexandra, where is that store? You know, I haven't tried Fabriano soft press, but some people have recommended it, mentioned it. I think Terry has mentioned it. I think Ashley also mentioned it, and I've never tried soft press, which apparently is something between hot press and cold press, like a different kind of texture. Okay, so disregard what I said about Power Rubin and Burgundy Red being similar, because they're not. They're not at all. So that was Holbein Power Rubin. This is Schmincke's Pyroline Violet, which actually looks red, like burgundy. Not violet at all. So that's PV29. And then this is Rosa Gallery's Maroon Brown, which is PBR25. Yeah, I remember this. This is gorgeous. It's one of the new colors. PBR25 and PV23. At some point, I'm going to have to make the hard choice to narrow this selection down, but that's what it's looking like. I can lift some of that there so that you can see the color. Same for this one. And for this one. So I'd say that these three are looking similar-esque. But in my defense, how many colors can I have for autumn, really? Soft press is ideal for mixed media. I have a question for you guys who have used the, Alexandra, have you used the Etcher sketchbooks? This is the Etcher Everyday Sketchbook. Is this like soft press? Because to me, this is, you know, although they call it cold press, it's not like it's got that normal tooth. For me, it's in between. Jerry's Artorama Oklahoma City has the soft press. Becky, don't narrow it down, just send it all. It will be like, oh my gosh, when I sent out 34, that was wild. When I say like my studio, which is also my living room, my kitchen, every surface had dot cards because that was two sheets. Actually, I did it over 2 days. So the first day, everything had like, or maybe 3 days, first day and a half, every surface, and then put them away and did it again. What is that? Sorry. Okay, cool. Let me know, Alexandra. I'm curious. I'm just waiting for these to dry, to be honest. And also wondering if I should just do all the swatches together again on the other side, but I don't want to waste your time, so. But this is why I guess I do it on one page, so I don't have to turn the page. Just looking because I know I have some sheets of paper that maybe I can continue on. But I wanted to make so this is Saunders 100% cotton. I wanted to make like little sketchbooks for myself, square. So I don't want to use those. It's technically, there were the offcuts from the little sketchbooks that I made. But I thought it would be nice to use that to make sketchbooks for myself. Just getting my heat done. so I can dry these. None of them that I've swatched so far granulate, so it's okay to speed up the process. And you can do it with granulating colours too. It's just that by heating it up, you're almost like fixing the colour, so it won't granulate as much as if you just let it dry on its own. Oh, thank you, Potato Pirate. I'm gonna mute so that I can dry. You are the most I know. Oh, oh. No, okay. Default. No, what are you doing? Don't hear anything. Save. Hello? Okay, I'm back. I have no idea why that happened. Zero idea. Thank you so much for your patience. Literally, I muted my mic, and for some reason, that then meant my computer was like, there's no mic here, even when I am muted. Yeah, I think next time we're just, I'll just have to roll with any white noise and whatever. I will stop muting. I was just trying to avoid having the sound of like me coughing and stuff, but you know, we're just gonna have to soldier through because that's my tech is really putting in a shift today. So what colors do we have left? Do I want these three? Which color is this? Indigo. I think they'll go quite nicely together. So what I was saying before my mic gave up was that I will start the swatching here so that I can add the other colors up here as we chat towards the end. This is Caput Mortem, so it's like should be somewhere like here. So we have Rosa Gallery, Caput Mortem. Oddly enough, Caput Mortem is a colour that I've been using more in general because it makes really nice greys when mixed with blue, ultramarine blue. I assume other warm like indanthrone blue would also work nicely, but ultramarine is what I was using for. Then look what I got. So this is one of the colors. I didn't actually get it for autumn. I just got it for myself because I'd heard. Did I get another one as well? I mean, not in this. Did I? I need to check my receipt because I'd basically heard, you know, when people talk about the Egalo colors, a lot of the time they recommend Notturno, and then no, I did get another color. I need to check my receipt. Hold on. I'm sure, or maybe no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Anyway, I'll check my receipt after. But anyway, normally people talk about Notturno, so I was like, okay. It'd been in my basket for a while, and I decided to treat myself because, you know, YOLO and that. Honestly, the way, yeah, I've been having a good time this summer. I went to the symposium, Urban Sketches Symposium in Poland, which was amazing. I've made a video about it if you're curious. I highly recommend. I went to that one without having a ticket, without knowing anyone, just because I thought, well, I was umming and ahhing about it for ages. But the reason that I was even considering, despite not having a ticket, is I thought, well, there'll be loads of artists everywhere, and there'll be some, you know, free events in the evenings. So, you know, it will be like a mini holiday. But it was even better than I could have imagined. And I think, you know, the next one is going to be in Toulouse in France. And I think if you're going to go there, like, I think if a symposium is near you and you can't get a ticket, double check to see if there are going to be free events at it. And if there are, then think about whether it would be worth, like, make a holiday out of it and think about whether it would be worth it for you to go there to just go to the free events. For me, the answer was yes. But I think Poland was just incredible and amazing. And then I also went to the Swiss Urban Sketching Symposium. And that was really nice, but different. That one, I think, like, what was stand out for me was the workshops and the the actual workshops. The teaching was incredible. And then it was also nice to kind of attend some of the free events. But I think that if I'd gone to Geneva just for the free events, it would have been tricky. Geneva is expensive, which apparently everybody knew apart from me. I had no idea Geneva isn't the kind of place that you just pop over to. My gosh, almost brought me to my knees. Beautiful, but wow. So, and I come from London. I never thought that anywhere was more expensive than London, but I was wrong. I was very wrong. If so, yeah. So I would go back if I had a ticket, but if I didn't have a ticket, um I'd probably go somewhere else. But I recorded part of a video. I recorded a video. I just need to put it together to kind of share that experience. Pearline green. What? How did I get here? How did I start talking about this? What happened? Coughing adds to the charm. Thank you. Best of paints. No, thank you. And Sin City Yeti. Honestly, thank you all so much. You're all um so nice. So nice. And yeah, I like trying to suppress my coughing, and but at the same time I want the mic to be really close to my mouth, because a few people on the replay had mentioned that they couldn't really hear. So but then also, I'm not trying to do the mouth ASMR thing, so it is what it is. In hindsight, my order isn't making sense anymore. My order is not making sense at all. Forgive the way this is going to look. Holbein, olive, green. But yeah, well, first of all, I have a number of questions. I know I keep asking, but I'm genuinely curious about what challenges people are doing. I've never heard of Sleeptober. I know someone mentioned it earlier. I didn't know if that was a joke or a real thing. And only thought about it as a joke because I love sleep. I do love sleep. But I don't see how I could do it as an art challenge, really. I do. Where is the gallery? I do. So I told myself I'm not doing a formal art challenge because I know that I need to do things in moderation, especially over like the next few weeks. And I feel like sometimes when I have an art challenge, especially if it's like a public one, I will do it come what may and risk burning out, which is just completely, it's not the point, is it? It's literally the opposite of what you're supposed to do. So I'm just going to watch back from afar. But the beauty of it being October and so many people doing challenges is that it just feels like a more inspiring time altogether. So I'm just going to seek out and think about more opportunities where I'm like, could I do some art right now? Do you know what I mean? More often. And if the answer is yes, stop doom scrolling and bring out your art supplies, then I will do that. If the answer is no, rest, or no, do X, Y, and Z because because I'm busy, then I will do X, Y, and Z instead. My Merry Blue Payne's Grey is the one that doesn't have the number, isn't it? Okay, let's make some of these. So yeah, don't judge. Don't look at these tiny swatches that I'm doing and say, oh, these are the dot cards that she gives out. My dot cards are huge, okay? I just don't want to waste them here. So these dot cards are just for swatching. The other dot cards are so that you can swatch multiple times or use it. As the days, Wendy, hey Wendy, as the days get shorter, you want to sleep more. I'm quite literally the same. In part, I was telling my mum that's why I wanted to do the live stream, because when it's summer, I could stay, like in general, I'm a night out anyway, but when it's summer, like it's different. When it's summer, even if I'm going to bed, like I can stay up late, yeah, I guess regardless of the seasons. But I feel like when it's winter, even if I'm staying up late, I am not doing anything in the evenings. I'm almost like sluggish. Like my mind is like the day is over. There's nothing further to do, even though it is 5 p.m. I'm like, it feels like, oh yeah, you can go to sleep. You can call it a day. The day is over. There is no sun. But actually, the day is not over, babe. Like that's what it feels like to me. So I'm trying. So I was like, okay, you know what? If I do this live stream, then I will get to hang out with you. Ooh, whoops. Get to hang out with you. Do something that I have something to look forward to. Trust it to be the expensive watercolor that I'm just getting all over me. So I get to hang out with you, have something to look forward to, and also like, you know, be somewhat constructive by picking the colors that I need to send out. But yeah, there's something, oh gosh, there's something about winter that automatically just makes me think like, oh, it's time to hibernate. Don't do anything. And I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to resist, because even like, you know, I'll feel like, oh, I won't notice it. Maybe it's a slow shift. I'll still feel like, oh, I'm being creative and I'm doing stuff. But when spring, like full blown spring and summer come, the energy that I have is just different. And I'm like, oh, so there was a difference. I was creatively hibernating, if you will. I'm so sorry. I was going to mute it and I was like, I can't risk it. Honestly, Sonia, Switzerland is not playing the same game as London when it comes to being expensive. I had no idea. And you know what? There were hints, there were signs, like, you know, Rolex, I've forgotten all the names of the watches. Yeah. Where Rolex is actually like mid-tier, not that expensive. All of them were Swiss. There were signs, and I just didn't think about it. And then I went to Caran d'Ache. I even went to Caran d'Ache there, but like everything was just, when I went to Geneva, everything was so expensive. And some people, I was chatting to some of the locals, and they were like, yeah, you know, I just drive over to France to do my groceries. That is wild. The fact that you have to leave the country to do grocery shopping and you think this is just a normal day-to-day activity is actually crazy to me. Will I go? Hi, Nymphe Phaedra. Yes, I hope so. I'm saying it as a question. It's always like, you know, will I have time off work? But that is my hope. I really, really want to. I just feel like going to all these art events has been incredible. And I don't know, it's just like there are levels to holidays is what it feels like. And if I can incorporate something art related in them, not necessarily all of them, but you know, it's just been amazing. So this year I went to Italy for the watercolor festival. I then went to Palma as a birthday gift. Then I went to Devon for an art retreat, incredible, and that was with Tom Shepherd. And it's actually like one of the things that, you know how I was mentioning, like I'll feel like I'm actually okay and then something will happen where I feel so much better that I'm like, oh, there's a difference. So some before wasn't normal, was it? But like my before and after that art retreat was crazy. So it kind of feels like when I went to Italy, I started like getting excited again. And then when I went to Tom's art retreat, at the beginning, like I will make a video about it to share my experience, but at the beginning I didn't record anything, like because the tank was empty. The tank was empty and I had no idea. And I didn't record anything. I didn't have reception. There was Wi-Fi, but I didn't know. But I didn't have reception, and I didn't care. I didn't, you know, I was just like, oh, and I wasn't excited for the retreat. That should have been the first, like, what's, I didn't mention it. I didn't tell anyone I was going to the art retreat or anything, because, and that's not, I was obviously excited when I booked it, and I was happy to be going, but my usual, oh my gosh, I can't wait, it wasn't there. I was just, and fair enough, I was ill as well, so like energy wasn't the same, but I was literally like, oh, it's happening and I'm going, and that's okay. And then I got there and I was creating and I was having a good time, but I was like, but I wasn't recording. And then the second day I was like more excited, still wasn't recording because I was like, I just need time to myself. And then the third day I was like so happy and like excited to paint, like, so. And that's the thing, I'd lost that excitement for painting for a while, and I can't explain it, because it's not like I was like, oh, I hate painting. I've never hated painting, but I don't know, I can't explain. There was a difference, there was a shift, like I had more more excitement. Like we painted from 9 a.m. to like 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. Personal choice, you didn't have to paint that long, but kept painting. And even after dinner, when everyone's like gone to sleep, I would go back and I'd keep painting, like in my room. I was so excited, I couldn't stop painting. And that's how the boat series started, because I was painting boats and I was feeling so free and so joyful and so excited to watercolor. And I just kept wanting to paint. And then, the fourth day I was still painting and still so excited. Fifth day I was like, this is incredible, still painting. And even after, I just kept painting with the same vigor, the same excitement. And that came from having time away from distractions, away from everything else, to just paint and and nothing else. And I was like, this is amazing, incredible. And I think it's only like the maybe the third day I recorded a little bit, fourth day a bit, and fifth day a bit. But like the first 2-3 days, I didn't record anything. In fact, I was like chatting to Sarah Burns, and I was just like, oh, I don't feel like recording. And she was like, then don't. Like, she was like, set boundaries for yourself, and just don't, just enjoy it and recharge. And it's kind of the same thing that Tom had said. And it made such a huge difference. And then after total random tangent, but after I attended Tom's art retreat, straight from there I started car camping, because I was so excited and inspired. I then met Leslie. I then drove down and met Leslie Strose, who also has a YouTube channel, and she's amazing, and we spent 3 days together. I then drove and met Helen Cryer, who also has a YouTube channel, and we painted together. And again, I was like, this is so amazing. And then I went and I met Melanie Chadwick, and we also stayed together, painted together. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, creating art with people is incredible. And I guess it makes sense, right? Like, I do Zoom sessions every month with my art members, and at the end of every single one I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so happy, I feel so great. and I like painting with people, who knew? So that was incredible. And then I came back and I had like my own solo adventures across Devon and Cornwall, just painting and creating on my own. But then even after that, I went to Poland, and following that for the Urban Sketches Symposium, and that was again incredible, because I got to paint and sketch with people. I've made a sketchbook tour video for my members, sharing the art I made, because really and truly I wasn't that happy with the art that I made when I was there, and so I didn't, I'm not sharing it for the world to see. I'm sharing it with my friends. So I shared it with them. But even despite that, I had such an amazing time. Like, the art I was making didn't detract from the time at all. And then I went to Geneva, again, had an amazing time. And recently I went to Bournemouth for like a mini art retreat for myself. Point being, I've been, at the beginning of the year, I said I was going to think about things that I want to do for my creativity, not things I think I should do, just what I want. And sometimes that may mean that, I won't get a YouTube video out, or I won't, I stopped doing Instagram, for example. I was just like, I'm done. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be good. And I've made that a bit more of a focus. And that, if you're wondering like, oh, why do I have more of a spring in my step and the car camping videos and all these random trips, that's why. Because I was like, I'm just going to do what I want to do. Very long monologue, my bad. Oh no, really, everything's frozen this whole time. Or maybe I wasn't moving. I think I wasn't moving. Oops. Oh, I'm glad, Leslie. Okay, I'm gonna start swatching again. Can you hear or see me? Is it not streaming anymore? I think it's streaming. Oh my gosh, the world's slowest live stream. So that was Caput Mortem by Rosa Gallery, PR 101. And this is A Gallows Notturno, which is very highly recommended. It's lovely. It's like a purple color. It has PB29, PR 101, and PV 19. Is a unique purpley, earthy purple. I wonder if it's going to granulate. I think I will. I think it will. Because it's already starting to do it. Okay, you can hear and see me. Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry. Anyway, all that to say, I had an amazing time. Sorry for the monologue. And also, like, I hope, you know, if I hope that sharing this will also give you ideas on how to stay creative and different things that you can do that are inspiring. I have made like a post sharing some of the events that I know are coming up, and yeah, I'm just really excited. My thing is now, like, how do I keep it up in winter? How do I, because baby, it's cold outside, you know. Sonia, I will definitely granulate. That is Rosa Gallery's Quinn Violet, PV19 and PB15, and this is Schmincke's Pearling Green, PBK31. I must admit, it's looking brighter than I thought it would, which is good, because this was the last colour I added. I wasn't going to, because, I mean, I dare you to guess how much these colors cost altogether, but I was just like, do I need it? Is it even autumny? But I kind of felt like it might be, like, the Pearline colors do give me an autumn impression, so I added it in at the last minute. Then I also got Holbein Olive Green, which is PY150, PG7, and PBR25. This is a very, I was going to say very olivey green. It's a very like golden olivey green, natural muted green, but you do see the PY150, so it has got like a really bright undertone there. You see it? Okay, Leslie, you agree. It is autumn appropriate. Good. I was unsure. The other option which I had was this, which is Rosa Gallery's Black Green. I think this, to be fair, I thought, like, are they going to be too similar? They're different. The Black Green is definitely, what's the word? Cooler, is more blue leaning. It's PB15, PBK7, and PG7. But it's a really lovely moody green. And then Holbein Indigo, which is PB15, PBK6, and PR122. I can't honestly tell you what inspired me to get this color. As in, like, okay, here's the thing. I think I was looking at my autumn colors and I was like, there's no blue. What blue is the most autumn blue of all blues? That's how I came to indigo. I was like, yeah, I need an autumn blue. And then I thought, oh, I could just do Indanthrone, but I feel like I've sent out Indanthrone so many times. I was like, maybe or I did, not that I send it out like all the time, but I did like a blues palette that was featuring my favorite blues, and Indanthrone is one of my favorite blues, so that was there. And then I think I also had like Mayan blue, and like, you know, all these dark, deep blues already. So I was like, I need a different blue that's an autumn blue. I don't know, looking at it, if this is actually a winter blue, but it's beautiful. And then last but not least, we have My Merry Blues Payne's Grey. And honestly, I got this because it's a blue. It's a beautiful blue. Don't care what they called it. It's a really lovely, okay, Payne's blue leaning Payne's Grey. Doesn't have pigment info is the only thing, so I don't actually know if it's light fast, but it's their, you know, My Merry Blue, the whole thing is that they're single pigments. But these are, I mean, this looks so moody without the counterparts. Don't you think? Nocturno is beautiful though. What we thinking? PB35. Do you mean PB30? Is that like cerulean blue or cobalt blue? Yes, I agree, Leslie. My Merry Blue Payne's Grey is like a moody navy blue. Exactly that. It's one of my favourite. Oh, Daniel Smith's Pearling Green is lovely too. Love these. Good. Yeah, they're super moody. And then on this side, we have the warm side. Unintentional, but we have the warm and the cool side of autumn. It might be. I just remember as a single pigment, like, they didn't write it on the tube, but I remember it's something like, I don't think it's NB1. I think that's like indigo. Or maybe it is NB. Maybe it's PB66 indigo. It's fine, Sonia. Don't want to give you like homework. But those are the colors that I got that were autumnal, and then this is, I guess, shall we say, bonus colors that I was like, maybe they're autumnal, maybe they're not, but they're a good price for now. I did think, no, okay, it's a Volcano Trio. Let me swatch it out on this unassuming random piece of paper I have here. To test out. Only thing with 5mm tubes obviously is they're not enough for me to do dot cards. I need 15mm or more at least. Okay, so let me put it in the right order. Oh no, damn it. No, no, no. Don't explode. Oh my gosh. Go back. Can it go back? No, it's not going back. Okay, so I guess I am putting, what is this? Volcano Brown in a half pan by force. Just put like a little bit. All this time. But yeah, that's why I have little like half pans at the ready when I am swatching. Oh, Michael Harding's Pearling Green. If you want a very vibrant, super smooth, rich, deep pearling green, check out Michael Harding. That is a glowing endorsement by Potato Pirate. Okay, PB. Okay, fine. Wow. Honestly, sometimes I wish I could remember everything the way that I remember pigment information. Where I'm like, oh yeah, synthetic PB66 is synthetic indigo, which is My Merry Blues Payne's Grey. Okay. I mean, these are kind of autumnal. What do you think? It's the Volcano. Okay, it is Volcano Red. volcano red, volcano violet, and I'm gonna say volcano brown, but you know how sometimes they'll be calling, yeah, volcano brown. Sometimes people, the names they give them don't really make sense. They look like they're going to granulate, obviously, so I'll give them some time to dry. But what do you think? Autumn? I think they're autumn. I like this one, volcano violet. We'll see what it looks like when it's done. Ooh, even volcano brown, which initially when it was started exploding, I was like, oh no, I don't want to pan you by force. I don't know if I like you yet, but it's doing something, isn't it? Vesta, I see what you did there. Oh, watercolor by McCraw. I can see that someone has added you, but I didn't see your comment. So I didn't know you were here. Hi, welcome. Oh, yeah, Senelier. Oh, you're enjoying it. Oh, thank you. No, honestly, Senelier, it was so funny because I was like, I use it quite a lot and I never talk about it. I never made a video about it, and I never shared it. But the reason I realized I was using it quite a lot is because I one, use it for my Happy Meal, but also like I was running out of tubes all the time. So I was like, you know, buying quite a few tubes of Senelier, and I was like, why have I not mentioned them before? Which is why I then did the Senelier haul of replenishing and also getting some new colors. And then when I was doing my watercolor challenge, which is actually in here, sorry, I'm thirsty. Yeah, when I was doing my watercolor challenge, which is here, and if you remember, you have access to the 10 videos that I made for that watercolor challenge, just highlighting the essentials of watercolor as well as my favorite parts, but in a nice, fun, interesting way. But yeah, so all of these were with Senelier, and I was like, what do we have here? So these were the colors that I got in that video, and then these are some of the tasks that I made for the videos in the watercolor challenge, and they were also Senelier. And the reason that I picked it is because it behaves like a very nice traditional watercolor in terms of the fact that you can layer with it nicely. A lot of the colors are transparent, like the colors that you expect to be transparent are transparent, and as a result you can like really build up intensity. But a lot of these like paintings that I did were one layer and they're still vibrant, like they are vibrant even without layering. But then I started leaning into the fact that I can layer with them, and that's what I mean that my watercolors started changing a little bit. So yeah, I mean, these are just some of the videos, so if you're curious, you know where to go. Yes, thank you, Potato Pirate. I think it's just that the font is too small for me, so I'm missing some of the comments. Like I have to strain to look at the screen. Oh yes, okay, now I've scrolled up and I can see. No, I'm so glad that you joined as well. PB36 is cerulean chromium. Okay, thank you, Alexandra. That's what you guys are saying is like an autumnal blue. Oh, and big hugs. I know the feeling. Sometimes everyone just needs, you know, needs a creative virtual hug from across the pond. Thank you so much, Sonia. You love my boats. You know what? That's why I was tempted by the Boattober that's going on, because I've really, really enjoyed painting with boats. Painting with boats, painting with watercolor, but painting boats in particular. I think in part, you know, sentimental value, and also I was just like enjoying it. Like this is one of the biggest paintings I've done, which as I say that I'm like, oh, it's not that big, but that's, you know, inner critic talking. It's kind of warped a little bit, but like it was a whole bunch of new firsts, big paintings, more layering, bolder colors, more confident brush strokes, like the whole thing. I was like, I love it. I love boats so much. I love watercolor. I want to do it all the time. Yeah, it's so I love this one. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I was trying to keep it safe and in my quote unquote safe place. That's why it's burnt. So I'm bent. That's why I need to put it somewhere to like flatten it for a few days. Sorry for the unintentional ASMR. Thank you so much. And I saw yours too, because you're like, wait, how is nobody talking about Senelia? And I was like, I know. I love your birds, Sonia. And I agree, painting what you love is just the way to go, isn't it? So am I killing time? I am. Alright. To do the, so I'll swatch out the 3, will that work? So I'll do like here, Daniel Smith, Aussie, and Daniel Smith, Rose of Ultramarine, and then Daniel Smith, Undersea Green, and then while we're here chatting, why not? Thank you so much, Isabel. Always look so joyful and vivid with the colours in the boats. Honestly, it was just a lot of fun painting them. A lot of them are from my own references, so they are even, you know, extra special, if you will. Cadmium orange. If anything, my thing is that I just feel like there's so many things that I want to paint or draw, so little time. Because like I think I painted with watercolor solidly for a few months, and then I started painting with gouache more recently again a few weeks ago, and I haven't put my gouache down. I've been like, oh, I love gouache. Where have you been all my life? But then I'm also like missing watercolor. Sorry, I'm also missing watercolor, and I'm feeling very inspired basically. Have I put labels in places that don't make sense? Burgundy red. Which is why in part I was like, oh, maybe Holbein, Pyro, Rubin. You know, it would be good to do a challenge, because then I can just stick to one thing for a period of time. But every time I try to deliberately stick to one thing, whether I want to or not, you know, hence a challenge or something like that, I just find it stifling. Like sometimes I want to do 1,000,001 things, and that's okay. And sometimes I just want to use the same thing over and over, and that's okay too. Maroon brown. Okay, you see what I did there? So then I can have them all on one page, basically. Yeah, that would be nice. What I need to figure out is whether... Oh, painting autumn leaves. That sounds relaxing. That is actually quite cool. You mean like literally bringing them back? Just... Good night. Sonia, but you're tired. Don't want to keep you up too late. Although I also have work in the morning. So I told myself it's not going to be a 6-hour live stream. And it won't be. We'll finish soon. I just wanted to show my, you know, little autumn haul. And the colours that I am inspired by. But the beauty of it is, and I've created a post on both my Substack but also a free for everybody post on my Ko-fi where I highlighted some of the autumn videos that I have, in case you're like curious how I put together an autumn palette. Because it doesn't have to be just watercolors, it could be any supply that you have. Putting it together in an autumn palette and seeing what you create with it. And it doesn't have to be like a split primary, although that can sometimes be a helpful place to start with, like not necessarily split but just a primaries. I'm thinking of like an autumnal yellow, which for me would be golden ochre, an autumnal red, an autumnal blue. Do you see what I mean? And then colours that specifically scream autumn to me, like oranges and moody purples and deep greens. Gwen, hey. Yeah, welcome. Where's burgundy? Okay, nope. Other one. Where's the gallery? Burgundy. Should have swapped these round. But yeah, this way I'll have them all on one page, and that will help with the decision making process. I was wondering if like Potter's, oh my gosh, why is everything apart from Daniel Smith exploding? I was wondering if Potter's pink would be a good option as well, if that's autumnal. But then maroon, where are you? But then I was more leaning towards browns. And initially I also thought something like a Quin Gold would be a nice addition, but I have done a golden Happy Mail in the past, and I do have the Aussie Red Gold, which is, you know, a bright burst of sunshine. That's what I'm swatching here now. I mean, I assume everyone's been here from the beginning, but just in case you haven't been, I'm doing an autumn palette and I swatched the warm colours on the other side, so I'm just swatching them out again, quicker this time hopefully. So that first colour is Daniel Smith's Aussie Red Gold, and then this is Daniel Smith's Rose of Ultramarine, and this is Daniel Smith's Undersea Green. And the reason I've specifically swatched them at the top here is because they are the autumn set by Daniel Smith, so that you can see them together. I think, yeah, it's my favourite. It's my favourite of the threes. Yeah, PY150 and Quin Golds can be nice autumnal yellows too. I completely agree, Potato Pirate. I do. I think that they are, they would be a nice addition. Then this is Rosa Gallery's Golden Ochre, although I don't think I've got enough. It's a delicate balance, not wanting to waste your paint versus not putting enough enough down for a proper swatch. Then Cadmium Orange by Rosa Gallery. I have a book where I did like gigantic swatches of some of my Roman Schmall colours. And I was like, I should just do this for everything, but it takes so much paint. But I feel like seeing the colours in gigantic swatches just so different to seeing them smaller sometimes. But it's a balance, because if you left me to it, I could literally use up all my paint doing swatches. Just like one swatch here, one swatch on this paper, one swatch here, one swatch with florals, one swatch with paint tubes, one swatch with this. You know, sometimes if I want to be creative but don't want to do a full painting, I will just start swatching, and it's inspiring for me because I can see like different color mixes and put palettes together, and even things like, you know, looking at, say for example, if you were like, oh, Rose of Ultramarine is actually PB29 and PV19, I have both of those colors, let me try and swatch them out and see if I can make it. Like all these fun games that you can do with swatching. This is, so that was Rose Gallery's Burgundy Red, and this is Holbein's Power Rubin. Is actually, so when you look at my palette, I don't tend to have reds. If I have a red, it's Power Rubin. I was using magentas and calling them reds, which to me they are, but really and truly they are pinks. This is Schmincke's Pyroline Violet. And then this is Rosa Gallery's Maroon Brown. It's like lovely colours. So, what do we think? This is my thoughts on the autumn collection, and plus we have a few, so you can see like these are kind of autumnal, but I guess the colours that I picked are a bit brighter, or maybe it's just the way I swatch and the way I paint. Intensity factor set to 1000. That's looking more blue than I thought, and then I thought it would. I wanted to show you Notturno as well, because can you see that it's granulating, which just means that there are different, you know, separating, versus Holbein, for example, that's nice and smooth. And then Memory Blue, Payne's Grey. Oh, Nickel as a yellow. Honest, PY150 is my main yellow. It's like my go-to. You see how I did here? My main colours, I was doing something else, but my main colours, Nickel as a yellow. For gouache, I have lemon yellow, but for watercolour, it's Nickel as a yellow, Quin Magenta, Cobalt Sea Blue, Ultramarine, and then a brown. And for gouache, it's lemon yellow, Quin Magenta, Cobalt Sea Blue, Prussian Blue, not Ultramarine, and then a brown. Yay, good. Thank you, Vesta Paints. I'm glad. Yeah, PY150 is Nickel as a yellow, and it is beautiful. Where are you? I'm just thinking which palette to swatch it from, because I contaminate all my colours, don't I, when they're in my palettes. Actually, I think if I don't, I think this is gold, Quin Gold. If I don't have Nickel as a yellow in my palette, I have Quin Gold. I'll swatch it here. Oh my gosh. Why? just remind me to stop. Let me see if I can undo this. Just stop opening my colors. Come on, get back in there. This is ridiculous. But can you see it's working? Like, I'm just trying to like squeeze it. So I undid this bit, and I'm just trying to squeeze the side so that it can like suck back in the paint. This is the madness that I have to do. If not, where's my palette? Be right back. Okay, this is my Daniel Smith palette, so I'll just put the excess in there. But you see what I mean? Like, I mix in the colors. So when I want pure color, I'll take it out of the tube so that I can show you what it looks like. So this is Nickel as a Yellow, which, I mean, I agree, just works for everything. I love it because it's like, it's a warm yellow, yeah, but it makes beautiful greens. And maybe I'll do like a video that's an ode to PY150 and why it's my favorite yellow. But it makes beautiful greens. At the same time, you can make like nice peachy colors, you can make bright oranges. It's just a good egg, which means it's a good one. we agree, we're all on the same page. Now, here's a question for you though. So this is like the autumn palette that I have, you know, bought and put together, and this is the haul that I did buying these colors. But are there any colors that you're like, oh, I would say that this is an autumn color that's missing, and if I have it to hand, I will swatch it and I will take it under advisement, you know? So this is Daniel Smith's Nickel as a Yellow. Now, Nickel as a Yellow PY150 is good across brands. There are some subtle differences. I think the Daniel Smith one is a bit warmer than some of the others, and that just means that when I mix it with blues, if I mix it with a very warm blue, then the colors get a lot more olivey than the Rem Small one, for example. So it's nice. Like, sometimes you see the differences when you start doing mixes. Holbein's Indigo has been suggested. Yes, one, like, it's an OG. Here's my thing with Nickel as a Yellow. You can glaze with it. Like, it is beautifully transparent, so you can use it to paint. Like, if you have a color and you paint over it, if you like have a color down, like a pink, for example, and you want to like warm it up, you can paint over it once it's dry with Nickel as a Yellow, and it's like a wash of sunshine. If you want to make natural greens, Nickel as a Yellow is the one. It will make beautiful natural greens, and depending on what blue you're mixing it with, the greens will also be beautifully transparent. You can make oranges, you can make, it's my yellow. It is the yellow that I use in my palette. The only caveat is that, yes, sometimes I will use Queen Gold as my yellow instead, but Queen Gold is made up of Nickel as a Yellow and Queen Burnt Orange. So it's still Nickel as a Yellow that's carrying it. Alexandra, I agree. Oh, do I have My Merry Blues Mars Brown? I do have it. Oh, the question is where did I put my, it's in my, it's in my art toolkit, which I thought was in my etch a slate. Aren't you here? Where did I put you? Hold on. Oh, it is. Yay. Don't you hate it? Or don't you love it when you're like actually organized? Like, I feel like everything is a mess, but I know where everything is, and that is a satisfying feeling to know where everything is, not the fact that it's a mess. But whoopsie. I can put money, yeah. I was like, I can put money on the fact that the color that's stuck down is Senelier, and it is. Anyway. My Mary Blue Mars Brown is here. Oddly enough, I haven't contaminated these colors. I don't know why. Let's just swatch it like here so that we can see. It's a lovely brown that, if I remember correctly, also granulates. I didn't write the pigment information on here because it's a small palette. Yeah, but do you see what I mean? Like, oh. On how I could finish my paints with granulating, with swatching alone. Okay. So I've added lots of water on the Mars Brown. So if I leave it alone for long enough, it should granulate. And we can also see the granulation on the Volcano Brown, actually, which is quite nice. And the Volcano Violet, which is now more subtle than it was before. And the Volcano Red. Any other suggestions on Hansa Yellow is autumnal? Do you mean Hansa Yellow medium, light, or deep? Is there a deep? I assume there's a deep. I know there's a medium and a light. I wish I could pin your comment, Alexandra. Oh, it's PR 101, which is lovely, as is Caput Mortem. And was Mars Brown PR 101? No, PBR 25. Excusez-moi. So are we all in the general consensus then that... Oh wait, this is like Quinn Gold. This is Daniel Smith's Quinn Gold, but take it with a pinch of salt because I almost certainly used it for mixing other colors. But can you see what I mean by like, oh, it's so pretty, it's so beautiful, and then I'll just swatch. Aussie Red Gold next to it, just so that you can see the similarities but also the differences. So this paper here is 100% cotton, but this one is cellulose, so just in case you are curious and you're wondering. So this one is ooh, Potato Pirate. What about Pyroline Maroon PR 179, Pyroline Vermilion PR 123, and Pyroline Scarlet PR 149, all autumnal? I can confirm I don't have those colors, as certainly not as tubes. Do I have them as Remmenschmall? Maybe. But were it not for autumn, where are my swatches? Were it not for autumn, I wouldn't have reds. So, Pyroline colours. Where are we? Pyroline Maroon. I think I have. We were looking. No, that's Pyro. Pyroline Maroon. Pyroline Maroon. PR179. Okay, so I have Purulene Red Deep. I agree, maroony color. I agree, autumnal color. That's Purulene Red Deep, 375 by Roman Schmall, PR179. Then Purulene Vermilion. Oh, and also that's Purulene Maroon. So that's the deep, that's the deep and that's the maroon. And if you want digital copies of my swatches, I have them linked somewhere in the description. But if it's not linked in the description, because I don't think I've linked it as of yet, if you go to my art membership, which is linked, and you go to my shop and you type in like Roman Schmall, it will come up and it's free for everyone to download. So that's those two. Then the next one was Purulene Scarlet, PR149. Oh wait, Purulene Vermilion is here. That was one of the ones you mentioned. And Scarlet. If I was a Scarlet, where would I be? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Purulene Vermilion. No, did I just do that? Oh, Scarlet 149. My bad. 149. Oh yeah, here. 373. So this, and this feels like I'm playing Twister. this, and this. You didn't make things harder, Potato Pirate. Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, you've got good eyes. You saw it straight away. But yeah, no, oddly enough, in my art, I don't tend to use reds that often. As I'm looking at this, I'm like, this color is a babe. Yeah, I tend to use more pinks as opposed to more reds. Only if I need a red, and obviously I can't, it's difficult to mix my own. I then like pick out the specific reds, but in my actual normal go-to palettes, like if you look at this, there's no red here. This is I made a video talking through all the colors that I've put in this Daniel Smith palette, because as you can see, like I've run it down and topped it up and run it down and topped it up and run it down, finished the tube, and then had to like start sticking in. Can you see? This is how I use my watercolor sticks. So this is the top of a watercolor stick that I've cut and I've just put in the pan because I ran out of the tube. But yeah, I don't draw with them or anything like that. They're just very nice and pigmented, and so they can often be a more affordable way of buying really nice paints that would otherwise be more expensive because they're a higher series. So that's how I use my thing. So basically I used up this palette a whole bunch. I'm still using it uploads, but the red that you see here is Quinn Rose, which is actually a pink. And only more recently did I start adding reds, and those were Holbein's Paro Rubin. Any Paro Rubin I'm happy with. I hadn't even noticed I was picking the same red, the same pigment across different brands until like Durwood had pointed it out to me. I was like, do you realize you're just buying PR264? Because I was like, oh, I like reds now. And I was like, no, I like a red. The same red all the time. Yeah, that's the thing. The one time that I was like, there was a live stream. Oh, hey, Elisa. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. It's so good to see you. But the one time that I was like, oh, for this live stream, I'm going to use reds. I don't use reds enough, and I'm going to use them because basically I have my gouache. I have my gouache, you know, and a whole bunch of my colors are like this. I haven't thrown them out because I'm like, I believe there is still paint in here that I'm going to squeeze out and use every last drop. So like, you know, my yellows, my blues, this is what they look like. all of them, and then like I'd bought a few replacements and stuff. But I noticed like I was buying the sets of 10. I'm not doing that anymore. But at the time the sets of 10 were very cheap, well, more cheap. They were like £20 to £25 for 10 tubes of Winsor and Newton gouache. Now it's gone up to £30, so it's not bad, but it basically meant that buying the set of 10, even though I was getting like a black that I wouldn't use, was cheaper than buying the colours individually. So I was buying the sets of 10 and I just had a whole bunch of reds left over because I was just using up all the other colours. Like this is my white. I feel so cheap showing this to you guys because it's like, just throw away the tubes. But I'm like, I believe there is paint. Like this one certainly has paint right at the top. Like, you know, this one's not done. This one, maybe I'm taking it a bit too far and I should actually let it go. But anyway, that's why in that live stream I was like, oh, I need to use up my reds. I'm going to start using my reds. That the aim of this live stream is to paint and use reds. And it was autumn. So what a perfect time. And I picked out this beautiful autumnal scene of like a cottage in a forest in autumn, and I started painting it and I was like, it's going well. And halfway through the painting, towards the end of the painting, Miss Ebony was like, am I the only one who sees that it looks like everything's on fire? And I like, as soon as she said that and I looked at my painting, that's exactly what it looked like. It didn't look like autumn. It looked like an inferno. And so having spent all that time using up my reds, I had to go and like go over it with greens basically and make everything like a nice natural looking green. And that is the painting that has the most red is actually covered up for the most part. Very long-winded story, but I thought that you would enjoy it, especially if you're an OG and were there in that live stream. Yeah. You've been on a PR264 on a reds kick. We'll see if I'll go for it. There's always one. I agree. Okay, cool. So I'm not the only one who saves paint. Oops, sorry. The other thing that I started doing is not started, that I have been doing, I don't know if I have it to hand, is if you buy a toothpaste squeezer, you can use them to wrangle out as much paint as possible from your tubes. So I don't throw them out until I've used the wrangler all the way to the end and there's nothing left. Where did it? I brought it out because I was trying to squeeze paint into my palette. Like I'd run out of, was it lemon yellow? I don't know. I'd run out of one of the colours, so I had to bring out my wrangler to like. But basically, don't buy the paint tube wrangler. Just, you know, on Amazon, it's a metal. I can't believe, where did I put it? It's a metal wrangler, and it costs something like £10 for toothpaste, whereas the equivalent for paint tubes, I think I saw it for like £50 once, and I was like, I will never. Hence telling everyone so that you don't make that mistake. But it does save you money on paint. And part of me is like, how far am I willing to take this? Am I willing to like one? Probably. I love the paint tube squeezer. It is so helpful. But definitely, if I find the link, I will share it. It's like a toothpaste squeezer, something like that. But if you type toothpaste squeezer, there'll be like the plastic ones and the ones where you put the tube and you turn. It's not that. It's like, this is so annoying. I know that I brought it out, but where did I put it? Just as I was talking about how I know where everything is. I think it's in my drawer, but in order to get to it, if it is there, I will need to move my tripod, which is more of a faff that it's worth doing. Oh, but you know what? In my last video, did I share it in my last video? Yes, in my last video where I talk about like different hacks and setups that I have for my urban sketching, painting outdoors, I mention the toothpaste Wrangler and I share it. Like, you can see what it looks like. And I think I also linked it. So definitely be sure to check out that video. And there you will see the Wrangler and you'll get the right one and you'll save yourself so much money because, you know, paint ain't cheap. Yeah, it is hard work. And the thing is, as much as I feel like I squeezed everything out, the Wrangler can always get more out. Like, there's always more. Even if it's a little bit. Alexandra. Elisa, cut that bad boy open. Yeah, no, I should definitely yeah, so that's why I'm holding on to them, because I feel like there is still more in there. It's a good chart. These are like nickel as a yellow, quin gold hue with PR102, quin gold with PO48, and nickel azo gold. So all of these are actually quite nice autumnal colours. This is bismuth orange, which to me, is it autumnal? Maybe it's a bit autumnal. Anyway, I was looking for PY65. Potato Pirate seems to be the only one on the game on finding completing. Oh yeah, here. Hands are yellow deep. Yeah, someone else said hands are yellow. I wasn't sure if they meant deep, medium. So this is deep, this is medium, and where is light? Light. So yeah, this is PY65. It is quite nice. But I feel so, it's so ironic actually, because when I look at my palettes, I am now wondering, am I missing yellows? Because I'm like, oh, I don't want to do yellows. That's so predictable. Everyone's going to expect yellows from me. And so I really was racking my brain on like, okay, what are the other colours that I'm seeing in autumn? And then I kind of felt that Aussie yellow, which is Aussie red gold, sorry, which is also here, was doing the heavy lifting for the yellows. But part of me is now like, oh, is a yellow needed to kind of complete it? Or is this enough? Is nickel as a yellow like enough to, but then also I'm sure I've sent you nickel as a yellow, and maybe like, you know, that's where do I draw the line? I think if I could, I would just send all watercolors all the time. And I was telling one of my friends about it, like the Happy Meal, and they were like, wait, what, you're buying a paint? And they're like, wait, you're buying the paints and you're sending them out? Like, have you even done the maths on this? Is this making financial sense? And I was like, no, but I love it. And it makes people so happy. And they're like, yeah, yeah, explaining things to people sometimes is funny. But anyway, yeah, so I'm thinking maybe I'll stick with like these. I'll go through and I'll be like, okay, which ones are too similar? Because maybe you don't need these three. They're actually quite similar. So I should pick and send you the more interesting colours. But I do think that this is a good place to start. We have some yellows, we have some reds, blues, greens, purples. I thought Pyrenean violet would be more violet. maybe it's just me. I didn't think it would be brown. I thought it would be violet. But it's pretty though. Oh yeah, sorry, you know the palette that I was just talking to you about, the Daniel Smith palette, this bad boy here. This is the swatches of the colors in there, just if you wanted a quick visual representation of what my palettes normally look like. And as you can see, no red. Like this is my red, because if I want to make it a bit warmer, I will add the Quin Gold or the nickel as a yellow, and it will get like more orangey. And then that's fine. My palettes basically seem to be like that. With this one, I tried to make it more well-rounded because I knew that it's my Italy palette, so I knew that I would be taking it to you know, to like paint and urban sketch and everything. And so I thought, oh, if I see a really bright red, I won't have one. So I added the Holbein Power Rubin here as well. And to make these, I just obviously cut the paper, but then I used tape across to faux laminate it very easily and quickly. And that is why I haven't cleaned off this paint here, because I'm going to use it as a palette and use up all that paint that Senelia keeps depositing here, and then it would be good as new. And same for this, which is my Indanthrone blue. Yeah, you have plenty. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. PY 150 is a common, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. Like, but yeah, I'm glad. I quite like it. It's you know, sometimes it's hard to pick colors through a screen or through, you know, through swatches that you see on the shops and through like your random ideas. But I think I did a good job picking out autumn. The one thing that I would say, because obviously with these, because I know that I'm doing the Happy Mail, I focused on colors, only colors that came as tubes, because I can't send out half pans, now can I? That would be a problem with all the shipping nightmares. But there is a color that to me screams autumn that I haven't shared, and that's this, and that is Roman Schmall's Autumn Green. But yeah, it's literally in the name. So I think that would have been like a nice color to add as well. But we do have like Undersea Green there, and we have Holbein's Olive, and I think that ultimately if you want to like make a fun mix, you could. But yeah, these are the Roman Schmall greens. I randomly started doing this. The Essentials palette, which will come back. People keep asking me about it. It will come back. It's sold out at the moment, but I asked and I was told it's coming back. And then these are the blues. And then did I lose focus very quickly after that? Yeah. This is Mineral Pink. This is Quin Magenta Intense. This is Aquarius Violet. The bottom one, Aquarius Violet. Anyway, sorry, this is what I was meaning about, like, you know, when you do big swatches and all of a sudden you're like, oh, look at all those colors. Because this, oh, don't get me wrong, like, this is autumn green, so you do see the colors, but then when we swatch it out here, I feel like you get a better idea. This is Aquarius green as well, like, it granulated loads. As in, like, even this, I don't know why it was, like, I was trying to do a smooth blend, and then I was dropping water because I wanted to see granulation. Oh, you know what, Alexandra? I have my own laminator, which is wild. I got it for, is it embossing? Is it like when you do the, you know, is it embossing? Is that what I want to say? Like the laser jet printer, and then you use the laminator or something like that. But sometimes I feel like the longer I have between the idea of wanting to do something and actually executing it, like the more steps there are, the less likely it is that I do it. So I was just like, okay, let me tape it over, especially as I change my palettes around so often. Potato Pirate, yes, indeed. I almost missed it. That's the thing, because I was thinking about the autumn colors in terms of the colors that are tubes, but if we're talking of all colors, then hands down autumn green has to make it. Oh, another thing, another spoiler, maybe look away if you're a member and don't want to know what else is coming, although I think that at this point you probably want to know what's coming because you've been here this whole time. But yeah, I made some stickers. Can you see? So I wanted to, I'm going to cut them out by hand. And sorry, by the way, this is paint that I got on my finger that won't come off. But yeah, so I made stickers that I'm going to send out. That's one of them. And this landscape is the other one, which I'm really excited to send. I actually I picked this one because my mum loved it. Like when she saw it, she was like, what? Did you paint that? I can't believe it. Like, oh, so like she specifically asked to see it in person and everything because she really loved it. So it made me love it even more. So I'm going to, I don't do stickers often. In fact, I think this might be the second time I've ever done stickers. But like I said, I love Happy Mail. So if you'd like to join my Happy Mail, then feel free to do so. Spaces are limited, obviously, because I can't make endless amount, and also the time to join is limited. So it's been fully booked this entire time, but I have I've added extra spaces because I know I can do more. So that won't be the case forever. And if you join now, you will be able to attend our Zoom session that's happening on Friday, as well as the one that's happening in a couple of weeks. You'll have access to everything, like the past Zoom sessions and the watercolor challenge that I've done, and my doses of inspiration, my reference packs. The list is long, but ultimately the whole aim of it is kind of like to give yourself a creative menu where you can pick the stuff that you want and you're going to benefit from and use them. If that is community, then lean into the community. If that is gouache tutorials, then watch the gouache tutorials or watercolor tutorials. Or if it's just receiving some nice happy mail right before Christmas, then it will be that too. But yeah, Leslie, it's so sweet because the thing is, my mom will be like, wow, I love it. My family is so supportive of all my art and my paintings and everything, but so everything, she'll say that she likes, but specifically that one, I remember she messaged me and she was like, oh, I've just seen like a beautiful painting of yours, because it was in a video. And I was like, oh, which one are you talking about? She was like, oh, and she was like describing it, and then she saw a picture of it and she was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I sent her the picture, and to be fair, I should just do paintings for her and actually give them to and I've never gifted my mum a painting, which now that I say it sounds quite bad. But she really liked that one, so I made stickers out of it. Well, she really liked it, so I loved it more. And then when I was trying to figure out which paintings I should make stickers out of, it felt natural to pick the one that my mum loves. Potato pirate, thank you. Oh, hey gods and heroes. Oh, it's so nice. We've literally just about finished. I was just sharing our my little autumn art haul and the colours that I bought that remind me of autumn. I had actually brought these out because these reminded me of autumn as well. And I just wanted to point out that sometimes you can get... Why is it in this order? Sometimes you can get... Okay, maybe let me just leave it in this order before I make it worse. But sometimes you can get inspiration for colours and colour palettes from anywhere and everywhere. So although this is called the dark set, when I look at it, it reminds me of landscapes, but it also reminds me of autumn. This colour is hard. Oh, this is a special... Ooh. And this is the special edition colours. I think, as in set, I think they were sold out for a while, but I think that they are back in most places now. So yeah, when I was thinking about autumn, I did think about these colours. And in fact, when I went to Bournemouth, and I thought, oh, maybe it would be quite autumnal. The colours had started to change, but not fully. I did take these with me to use, but then I just was enjoying painting with gouache so much that I just kept painting with gouache instead. And one of the videos that I've made for members that's coming out next week that I'm really excited for is that through September, every so often when I'd sit down to paint, I would just record either what I was painting, why I was painting it, what I was thinking about, where I went, things like that. It was actually quite nice because I was recording it in real time. It's obviously I didn't know what would then happen in the future. Does that make sense? So I would sit down and be like, oh, I'm painting X, Y, and Z, and I'm kind of thinking about this style, and then next time I'd be like, okay, so I like this style, and I've painted this, and next time I'll be like, okay, so I found something else. So it was funny to edit and watch it back because I could see my art and everything kind of changing as time went on, which was quite cool. So that video is coming up next week. I just needed to finish editing it. So this is the dark set. Anyway, the part of the reason that I mentioned that is because when I was in Bournemouth, I created quite a few paintings and I shared some of them during that video. It was also like a nice little way to check in and keep myself a little bit accountable. Because this is special edition. Is this the other special edition one? Yes. These three. So this, and this, if I am correct. Yes. Other special edition colours. The ones with the asterisks are the special edition, just in case you're curious. But yeah, I thought that this reminded me of autumn. I agree, Lily. Like, that's why for me they literally look like the autumn green looks like a forest, is what Lily has said, and to me it's a beautiful autumnal green color. Sometimes, and I think it would. I love colors that do the work for you. So when I use autumn green, it just granulates and looks so natural and nice on its own. So it makes life easy. And then I know that if I want to make more yellow, like if I want it to lean more yellow, I can add nickel as a yellow, or if I want it more green, like darker and cooler, I can add some ultramarine blue and it will look really lovely. Hey Lola says, crossing my fingers the Essentials palette is restocked soon. I so want to guy it yeah, I think it will come before Christmas. I hope it will come before Christmas. I basically, because I was like, when I made that video, because I made the video swatching out the palette, thinking, hoping and believing that it would be released shortly after, like on Jackson's and stuff. And obviously it's been a year since, but it means that people ask me all the time about it. And so I'd asked Roman Schmall and Jackson's, and Roman Schmall said that it will get restocked in general soon because it's kind of sold out everywhere. And Jackson's were like, we will let you know. So it's not a no, it's a maybe. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Oh, Leslie, see, now you make me seem all bad. You're going to rip out your mom's favourite painting out of your sketchbook and send it to her for her birthday. That's really lovely. Could I do it? I don't... I think... I mean, what would you do with it? You know what? My mum is so sweet, actually. One birthday, she did a painting for me because she was like, oh, I see that you like art and stuff. And I was trying to encourage her to paint. And so she did two paintings. She painted me like two paintings that were my birthday cards, like she wrote on them as well, and I thought that was really lovely. So I should probably, I mean, I hope she's not watching this, I don't think she is, but I should probably do like a painting for her. My sister has been asking me for painting, she wanted to commission, but what my sister likes, I know my sister and I have very different styles, and I don't think I can do what she likes, even though she is saying like, oh yeah, I want your landscapes, and you know, she wants it to be like inspired by certain scriptures that she's picked. I also know that she, for her home, would like really muted, calm, serene paintings. My paintings are very a lot of things, but I don't think muted is a word anyone has ever used to describe. And I, you know, so I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, and also I think what she wants in her head, you know, like everyone thinks like, oh yeah, you're an artist, you can do it. So I think the kind of art that my sister would want would be like quite a big, maybe acrylic painting that's like muted colors with golds, and like I can see what she wants. It's just not the art I create normally. You see what I mean? Yes, the Caput Mortem is a beautiful color. I want to say, is it this one? This one. Let me not point at the wrong one. Thank you so much, Alexandra. Yeah, my mum is a sweetie pie. Yeah, so this is Caput Mortem and this is Dark Garnet. Dark Garnet, or I don't know if it's Dark Garnet. I need to ask Google how to say it later. No. Oh, Curious Bee. Well, I hope you have fun with your guess. Fear not, I'm pretty much finished for the night. Yes, for the night, because I have work early tomorrow. And It's so funny. To date, I still get questions on, are you still working? Are you still a doctor? Yes, I am. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, my sister's like, no, just do it in your style. It's, I know her. What my paintings are not what she would want in her home. She loves my paintings, but I know what she likes. And as much as she thinks she wants my paintings, I know that what she wants is something more serene and more calm and more muted. At least that's what I think. And also, I think with the size that she wants, if I were to do that in watercolor, it would cost a fortune. Like it would be, and then also, yeah, like I think, yeah, not I think the watercolor would like it would take like a few tubes, like a few of these tubes to do that kind of massive painting. But yeah, we shall see. But gentle reminder that if you have enjoyed this, the shameless plug. If you have enjoyed this live stream, then please consider liking it. And thank you so much for being here, for chatting with me, for your suggestions, for your patience with all the tech issues. Thank you so much to every member, everyone who's in the Happy Meal tier, the studio tier, who's been here from the beginning. I really appreciate you. And thank you so much to everyone who's coming to the art retreat. I am so excited and I can't wait. Thank you to Roman Schmore and to Pentel for being sponsors of my art retreats and for giving me some lovely gifts that I'm going to share with people. And I truly hope that you all have a wonderful day, evening, rest of the week, wherever you are. If you're watching on the replay, let me know what your favorite autumn color is as well, because you were part of the fun too. And I will see you next time. Thank you all so much. Good night.